Welcome to... I was going to let you finish it.
Welcome to Ask a Puppy Trainer Show. Really on my own? This is so bad. Oh my God. Okay, we're going to try this. Because, okay, when they repost...
Where are we doing it together?
When they repost this, they edit out all of this ridiculousness of us being unorganized.
No, she doesn't. No, she leaves all of this in here. No, it's my favorite part of the show.
Sometimes it's edited. I know it is.
Sometimes.
Okay.
If it's horrendous, it's edited.
This is episode number 201.
201.
All right.
I'm sure everyone saw our little balloon parade last week where we'd had our
for 200. Yep. You need to get.
A new guy.
You need to get tickety
talky.
Hi.
Otis.
Hi. Oh my God.
Oh, Otis is new too.
What a great
Hi,
name. Hi, Otis.
He's happy to be here.
Oh, he's very overstimulated.
Overstimulated, happy. I mean, what's the big difference?
You're all right, Otis. You're all right.
You want to start with them?
Like, who are these people?
We have some longer ones here.
I'm going to open
Instagram,
and I'm going to turn it down.
Jon Snow misses his teachers.
Hi, Jon Snow.
Jon Snow, oh, I love it.
Hi, Jon Snow.
We got to get a photo. Send us one.
Jon Snow, you should come to daycare. We're going to send you an invite.
Yeah, we do have a daycare now. That's a good point.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to give you the long ones.
It's not.
Because I don't paraphrase.
It's actually not a daycare. They're just calling it a daycare. It's like got so much cool stuff.
Agility, play station, treadmills, like more than you could even imagine.
Yeah. Okie dokie. Oh, you want to dive into this? Anybody wants to give a question? Just type it in the comment section. We would like to have the age and breed of your dog, pretty please. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Nothing
This
yet.
is a YouTube question. Is it we did a video apparently about is it okay to comfort your 8-week-old 8-week-old puppy? Fiona says, I have a 5-month-old Cockapoo who's driving my 6-year-old female crazy. Biting her legs, biting underneath her. He's relentless. I've tried crating him. I've tried redirecting him with his name and eye contact. I've tried treats, but he's relentless. Can you help?
Leash. I mean, I hope you have a leash on him already, but if you already have a leash on, you got to focus on creating more of a boundary around your older dog. So this is my mentality when I have an older dog and a younger dog. The older dog still kind of gets free roam around the house to a degree. Mm-hmm. If I'm working a puppy and I'm training with food, they're not allowed to come up and invade the space to get the food that I'm using unless I want to do like a double training session. But my whole purpose is to manage and maintain puppy, and my older dog kind of finds their way throughout the house while we're doing all that. When my older dog wants to come over and play with my puppy a little bit and they're engaging and the play is really nice, A-okay, totally fine. When my older dog is starting to move away from my puppy and that's where my puppy's going for ankles and shins, then it's my job to create a little tension on the leash, kind of to the side of the head so it's not just pulling down the spine. I grab out a treat or two and it's puppy come, and they're gonna resist for a few seconds and eventually they're gonna turn to look. Right when they turn to look, you offer the food. When they move towards the food, release your leash, redirect them back to you. Are you getting frustrated with me, sir? Bethany, you take it. He's getting frustrated because I'm not giving him love anymore.
I want attention.
But you're basically trying to redirect your puppy away, and it may not happen one time. Usually what I do is I turn that into a training session. After I call my puppy back, good food, they're going to turn, walk a few more steps, puppy come, and I'll do it multiple times. Eventually something's going to happen. Follower mode will get established. That's where you became more important than your other dog because of the amount of food that you're using. If you're not getting enough focus, you could even stand up, do the step back redirection, and even turn and walk to a different part of the house. Maybe go out of sight, out of mind of your older dog to be able to get a bit more focus. That's my big thing is I want to have boundaries, I want to have structure. Older dogs should always feel advocated for.
Yes,
so if
they
puppy
should.
is going towards older dog and older dog is already like moving away, I'm in front, out, pick up leash, move into my puppy. I am advocating for my older dog's space. If they're growling, snapping, or biting your puppy, you're almost too far gone. You got to really pull back hard on that.
Honestly, if it gets to that point, you're just pulling your puppy away.
Yep.
You're just pulling him away and then try to train him and kind of work him back down and regain focus. For me, I agree with everything he said, but I just don't. I just don't think it's going to work. And I'll tell you why. I think you need to be practicing let's go work with your dog in the same room, but your puppy didn't have access to your dog to begin with. So what I mean by that is you're doing 5, 10, 15-minute training sessions 1 to 3 times a day of let's go, food or come, however you want to do it, with your dog, like hanging out on the couch or wherever he likes to hang out, maybe on the other side of a fence, you know, if you've got some, hopefully you've got some barrier, you know, up because you've got a puppy to give everybody a break, but give your dog a break. And you're working on leash, just on basic obedience. I know you're a little stressed. Just on basic obedience with your dog around, right? If that's not happening, nothing's ever going to work, which I'm going to kind of highlight a couple of other quick things just to kind of give you something to think about in addition to what he said. Oh, really? Excuse me.
He's relatively new in the program.
But I do want to say, I don't want to make that sound negative. I bet if you worked on that diligently, like he's, we're going to give him over. Hang on. Goodbye, Otis Redding.
And look at the butt sport she's giving him when handing him off. That was very important.
So for me, by me, I mean like I'm doing, 2 to 3 sessions a day, really focused with my dog, building some food drive, not giving them extra kibble. They're working for their food. 3-4 days of that, you will be able to do.
So it sounds like relationship.
Said.
So
Well,
from what she's saying is
patterning.
there's a small relationship that we're lacking of I ask for something, you respond, and you're going to get a much quicker response after 3 to 4 days of doing this. Once you have a good food drive, you have all that, you might be able to recall them off your other dog, but still, probably not. That's what I was mentioning. That's where you'll have to do the let's go work, and you got to work them off of your other dog, probably with some kind of divider like she was mentioning.
That's easier. There's more though. He barely highlighted on it to like if it gets bad, you got to step in there and say out or off or no or whatever. Grab the leash.
Try this. Come back next week. Add that.
Grab the leash and move. Yeah, but you said it.
I just said grab leash, move in, do let's go work, go the opposite way.
You said move into your dog.
Yeah, move into your dog.
Okay, so to unpack that a little bit, how are you practicing place duration? How are you practicing thresholds? What do you do when your dog jumps on you? It's Cavapoo, so you might not mind it jumping. But just little things like how many boundaries are you putting in that have to do with body language? Like, nope, back up. Nope, back up out of my space. Nope, don't go out the door yet. And nope, back up on place. Create all those things. When you start to pair body language with basic commands, then you will really be able to advocate, because all we're talking about right now is doing obedience off of distractions. That's basically what we're talking about. But to truly advocate for your dog, to show your dog, both dogs, that you can control the environment, you got to get in there and be like, knock it off, move back. But you can't just do that on a whim. It's got to be practiced in lots of other ways.
All of this is relationship-based.
We can actually help you with that much more extensively in our online program. If you're interested in that, you can check out thepuppyacademy.com where we kind of unpack this stuff more fully. But like you said, we don't want to give you too much. For now, you need to do the obedience work and practice ways to be able to be more of a presence to your dog, to have that follow through, to have that calmer dog that pays attention to you. I think we got some TikTok ones. I think I might have some. Can get my dog jump to bed. Squirrel, I'm sorry, can you rewrite that out? I'm not sure. I need age and breed of dog and what the problem issue is. You got one that you could do?
From Haley Karinsky. We are having a hard time with leaving our 14-week-old Cavapoo alone in her crate, non-stop whining. The whining can be stressful. It can be difficult.
How old again? Sorry.
14 the same
weeks.
month or week? Weeks.
Weeks. Man.
I'm going to be honest. The whining is a version of a coping mechanism. It's the escalation of yipping and barking that we start saying, hey, you probably have some like crate or like boundary anxiety forming. The whininess, I do kind of let some of that go. What are some things I can do to lessen the whininess? One, minimize affection when taking dogs out of the crate and before putting them in the crate. Yeah. Doing some training and walking before putting them in the crate, like our free time window is part 1 walk and play, like activity time, part 2 is training time, and part 3, which is the part that a lot of people miss, is supervised separation. That's just a fancy word. It means calm. It means you're going to put your dog on a bed, you're going to sit next to them on a dining room chair, you're going to have a little pouch of food, and for the first 2 minutes, you're going to reward every time they're able to kind of settle and give you eye contact. And then as they start laying down and start actually settling, you space out that treat a little bit longer, and eventually they kind of just relax and settle. When that happens, that's when I pick them up and I take them to their crate. Having a dog that could be overstimulated from training even, or even overstimulated from the walk, going straight to the crate, that energy is high, and they can't settle themselves down, that supervised separation, that last window before crating them, that's really, really important.
Now, you're probably not doing place duration yet at 14 weeks old unless you're doing our program. And so what you could do is just have a leash on them and hang out. You're sitting down, but here's the hard thing. They come up to you and put their cute little paw on you. You're just like, no, and you ignore. You can use the leash or just kind of bump into them. They try to get on the couch. You're like, no. And yeah, you might do it 10, 15 times until they just, if you're firm enough, it won't take that many times, but it might if you're kind of getting the hang of it. And then they go this way. They can't because of the leash. This way, can't because of the leash. Chew on the chair leg. You're like, no. And then you basically go through all if you're not using playpen, you go through all these things of like, no, don't do this, don't do this. And they finally just go,
they give up. You get the big breath.
And they actually learn how to rest with you around outside of crate. Now with a 14-week-old puppy, I'm very likely to do that and then very subtly, which is in my pocket, pass them calmly a chew nyla bone, a bully stick, a
We're not
raw,
supposed to go, good!
Right,
Give the bone? No?
Yeah, no.
Leading question.
I wouldn't even say good. I'd just be like, oh, look, here's a Kong filled with food that was in my pocket waiting for you to calm down, or raw food, like whatever, or raw.
I did
bone.
a lesson today
Whatever
where
you do.
what she just said is exactly what we worked on. When we walked in to reward the dog, the owner of the dog wanted to give an excited, happy, good, not even excited, just a good, a neutral one. Every time we gave it, that dog would stand up, wag, and get excited. We actually took away good for 25 minutes. And when the dog was able to see us approach, stayed calm, we could even deliver food, give payment without saying the good. We eventually were able to add the good back in because we calmed him down so much by removing it. So whatever you say to your dog, it's more about the response you get, not about what you're told to say.
Yeah, because that's the owner created that. The owner created all that excitement around good girl. And so it's almost like you got to find another word or pull it back completely. Yeah, so it's whatever energy and association like you add to that is going to create it. I've got a good question that's quick that I like. That I'm going to do real quick off of YouTube that was asked. Should you use a playpen with your new puppy?
That was our video.
That was a video. Oh yeah, thank you.
Our YouTube video, and this was a comment on our YouTube video.
Yeah, it's a question on the. Just wondering how you deal with young puppies that aren't potty trained. You put them in the playpen and they have accidents. That's why I don't always use them because they can have accidents in there. I'd be interested to hear about that. So for us, the playpen time is pretty short during the early stages of potty training. It's pretty darn short, and it's for the reason he said earlier to give the dog no attention and to de-escalate them before they do their crate time. Which that supervised separation could also be on leash next to you, like I mentioned earlier. However, for me, if there's severe potty issues, I'm nixing the playpen. I'm only going to use the playpen when I'm going to be I absolutely cannot take my puppy out or wash my puppy and I'm really struggling with crate and I'm crate training. I have no other option. And then there's puppy pads filled in there so they're not pottying on the floor. That would be the only time I would use the playpen. The rest of the time, it would be crate rotation and tethered to me whenever they're out of crate doing their supervised separation where I'm not giving them a lot of attention.
Is he crate training as well?
No, they're saying what do you do if they just keep pottying in playpen?
So her answer was specifically for someone who's not doing crate training, correct?
No.
This is also
just what do you do if they're constantly having accidents?
I'd also think about too, maybe the free time window's a little bit too long. Are they getting free access to a water bowl the whole time they're out? There's a lot of equations.
There's a lot of things it could be.
A lot of things to the equation.
True.
If I bring my dog out of the crate, I'm following the schedule, the one that we provide that you guys can get from us. You take your puppy right out for potty. They give you a full bladder release. They give you a poo-poo as well. You bring them back in, and then 10 minutes later, they have another accident inside the house. There's something wrong there.
Yeah.
Not with your dog, probably something wrong with your schedule.
Scheduling.
So are you giving free access to water?
Or you have a chihuahua.
Okay, that's
or a toy poodle.
I didn't see the age of it being 10 weeks old or anything. I assume 4 months or older.
Yeah.
So I would say maybe too much water, maybe too much exercise without the opportunity to go potty again if that's what's happening. That's what I'd be looking at. Yeah, there's probably a couple other things that you can look at too.
I'm reading one of your questions. I saw.
Questions. I know. I was waiting for that one. You taking my Lola?
No, the silver lab. Do you have another one you want to do first?
No, that's what I'm talking about. I thought it said the dog's name was Lola.
Lola.
Is it
she
not?
was a short girl, yellow feathers in
No
her
Lola in there.
hair. Okay.
What are you doing?
It's a song. Okay. All right. I'm old. Yeah, I really am. All right. My silver.
My wife probably knows about that.
My silver. We will pretend that you didn't say that after I said I'm old, and she's.
What do you mean? I'm old too.
No, she's closer to my age than you are.
She's 3 years older than me.
Oh, I thought she was older than. Okay.
No,
Anyway.
you're
all
old,
right.
not her.
All right. I'm done. Yes, it's true. It's true. All right, my silver lab is 7 months and still bite. Your timing still sucks, though. Just so you know, if you ever wonder like what's wrong with certain things, it's because your timing's terrible. My silver lab. Sorry, I'm getting to you. I swear. Silver lab, 7 months old, still bites when playing a lot. Shocking. He comes up to us and he bites instead of licking. Okay.
When you have a toy, or is he bringing the toy up to you, sitting down, and then biting you?
Anytime we do try to play with him, he's very rough. We can't sit on the floor. Okay, I'm gonna be real honest with you. You don't want him coming up licking you to death either. And of course, if you sit on the floor, your Labrador, which is a large breed dog in a puppy body, goes nuts. You know how hard it is to work with a dog, a puppy, to be able to sit on the floor and claim your space? Until you have the ability to do that and you've got that relationship with your dog where they can respect your space when you ask for it and then you can invite them in when you're ready, until there's that balance of discipline, and I don't mean discipline as in punishment, I mean like a clear boundary for a crazy lab puppy. Yeah, you can't sit on the floor. You're going to be one of those TikTok videos of women having their hair drug by their retriever.
I saw that one last night. That was
There's
funny.
so many. It's ridiculous. Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. And you can accidentally encourage that by doing those things that are not working. So definitely kind of have that in your brain with just these really excitable breeds like retrievers that want to use their mouth a lot, is what am I doing? And that he escalates, okay? So it could be play for a number of reasons. It could be sitting on the ground. It could be when he first comes out of crate, when you come home, and just make a list of all of these things and completely change what you're doing. You're never on the floor. You do not do fetch anymore. Maybe you're doing tug and teaching drop it if fetch amps him up and he's going for your hands instead. You never let him run out of a threshold. So you're teaching thresholds for crate and door and back door, front door. You don't give him any attention when you walk into a room, if that's a point of jumping up an escalation and nipping. Instead, you bump him off, tell him no, toss food.
You're removing instant gratification.
Yeah, so you just go through this like checklist and do the opposite. You're calm, cool, collected, and you've got food on you, and the dog preferably is on leash if you're able to do that, depending on which scenario it is, and really kind of rethink the way you're handling your dog, because to me, some of the stuff you said are red flags, and it could really turn into something. We get retrievers all the time that they go from cute biting, like as puppies.
Pushy biting.
And they'll grow out of it. And then at 7, 8, 9 months old, they're bruising their owners. No joke.
We had a client bring that up this morning.
Yep.
One of our puppies that are a little bit older is now starting to bruise because play is escalated to that level. Yeah. And it's our job to now bring it back down.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have anything to add?
I did, but I forgot what it was.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, I don't have any, unless... Yeah,
did you already read this part? The addition? Anytime we try to play with them, it's very rough.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
Okay.
For me, if we want to talk specifically about play, for me, my quick tips are make sure you're doing a toy that is large enough to where you can grab on either side, and it's sit, break, give the toy to the mouth, tug, 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 not too hard, but not too slow where you're boring either. So it's like you find this medium where they can grip a little bit. And as soon as they go for your hands, or just practice this, of course, freeze, tuck your elbows in, work on drop it, be boring. You can do it, you can hold tight to the toy, and you can put a piece of food to the nose if you want to get some leverage just in the beginning. But you want that freeze to be the precursor to letting go. Don't say drop it, he doesn't know what it means yet. Just freeze and wait and hold out, you know?
How old was the lab?
7 months.
Okay,
and
cool.
Then,
I remember what I was going to say.
And then you can also, I would do fetch. I would always do fetch dragging a leash with an adolescent dog. Mm-hmm. And if they get chompy, and even when they do let go, and I go, drop it, good. And then they come back, grab leash pressure up. Wait for the dog to calm down. You actually hold the dog out and away from you. Pause, sit, everybody breathe. Break, give it back to him, but make sure you're down on his level. Don't like hold it up or he'll jump up and become an alligator again.
This is completely separate from what she's saying. Follow all that. This is a slightly different gear. I worked with the dog a month ago. I walked in the house. It was ripping the owners apart for the toys, for anything they had.
Tickety-tock.
Tickety-tock, sorry. I was looking at one screen. Ripping apart hands. I went into the house. The owner was sitting on the couch, and while he holds the toy, I literally watched the dog go up and bite his hand. We reset. The guy leaves the situation. I'm on a different chair, and the dog will not bite me. It will not interact with me. It won't do anything with me. And I had to ask myself, what's the difference? So I actually switched seats. I went to that man's seat on the couch, and I sat back down, and I picked up a toy, and it was like clockwork. The dog came up, started biting my hands. It was association with a certain area that he thought play was supposed to happen. We switched gears. I'm kind of giving a little story. We switched gears, and I went from, instead of playing on that couch, the owner was going to be stoic and neutral on the couch from here on out. He wasn't allowed to pet the dog from the couch. He couldn't engage with toy. I sat down on that couch. The minute the dog brought the toy up to me, he's very pushy. He takes the toy and shoves it into your arm or shoves it in your knees. And I just leaned forward. I put one forearm in front of my body. This is my boundary. This is my wall. I put a hand kind of behind it so I had a good base to push from. And I went, now. Same tone, neutral, stoic energy. It's my dog training energy. And then the dog looked at me, barked at me once. I didn't acknowledge it and even look at him. I was still looking at a wall. He brought the toy one more time. I bumped him off. He kind of looked at his dad. He looked at me. He laid down by my feet. And about 30 seconds later, I was able to pick up the toy, walk away from that couch, go to a different area, stand up, and it was like a completely different dog. Mm-hmm. Dogs do create very strong associations with areas, with temperaments, with people, and with tones of voice, energy levels. So if I started high energy, he would have gone crazy. I started with no energy, and he was just barely above what he should have been. So even at a completely neutral state of mind for myself with play,
because it had been conditioned.
He was already above what he should be. But I was able to actually work him down from that over a couple sessions, over about 3 weeks. And then he does play really, really well now. But he doesn't associate anything with that couch anymore, anything with those bad areas.
You got to remember, even petting is stimulation. So it's like even when and how you pet your dog, it's so important. Like you want your dog to feel safe and secure and chill with you, not amped. And that can be hard with a puppy. It can be hard with a retriever puppy. True. It can take a little extra work. People get these breeds because they're the family fun breed. But retrievers...
They are the family fun breed.
Retrievers are actually stubborn and very excitable. And they learn through play. So you better learn how to play properly. And I don't mean you as in you. I mean the general everybody. It's like when you get these types of breeds that are just excitable. Like even a King Charles Cavalier Spaniel. They thrive on play. And so it's like you better learn the game or they're going to learn you. And
one of the easiest breeds in the world that we have both seen get extremely nippy and bitey. Just because the play wasn't proper, how we introduced it, or how they had it introduced.
The Spaniels,
One of the easiest, greatest dogs ever, though.
Yeah. All right.
We have more questions.
Do we have one more we can do? Because we were late.
We started 6 minutes late. We still got 6 minutes.
Let's do one more.
No, you take these. You have your longer ones.
I already did those.
Oh, okay, I'm reading this one. All right. This was for how to change your puppy's potty spot. My pup is a mix of Maltese and Eskimo. He keeps pooping in the same spot irrespective of his puppy trainer spray. Please help. I want to change his spot to the bathroom instead.
I need to read that.
There's a couple nuggets in there that you're going to double take too. Potty spray, I can't say it works because I've never once seen it work in the history of my dog training. I've seen dogs go to the area of the potty spray because another dog pooped there first. And they just wanted the smell of that dog's poop, so they tend to gravitate towards it. So I'm going to say that potty spray doesn't work. The marking spray doesn't really work. It's just like synthetic enzymes that they're trying to replicate from other dogs or from a nursing mother.
Is this dog pottying in the house?
Yeah, they want it to use the bathroom. They want it to probably do one of those potties where it poops in the toilet.
Or
maybe a potty pad or two.
Yeah, for me, you'd have to change to potty pads. Yeah. The puppy trainer spray, it's so brief. It doesn't, yeah.
It's an enzyme that wears off very quickly. You'd have to literally, like, while your puppy is standing there, spray, let them smell it. And even then, it might still be pretty confusing for them. I think you got to get on the schedule.
I think it's a marketing thing. That's what I think. It's like you can't create pheromones and
No, I'm trying not to
put them in a
slam
bottle.
the company.
Okay.
I think it's all crap. There, I slammed the company now. That's what
I feel
that's
better.
what you're leading to.
I feel better.
They're all crap.
I feel better.
Trust me.
Yeah, change to potty pads if that's what you're wanting to do.
Have a schedule. Doesn't even mean necessarily having the crate, but you have to keep them around you, and you got to get really good at seeing their signs. So if I'm not doing crate and I have my puppy on a leash, just kind of following my side, a little dog means you're walking like this, little itty bitty steps, because it's gonna barely keep up with you. And then anytime you stop and you're doing something and your puppy starts kind of like sniffing around, that's them about to pee or poop. That's when you need to pick them up, take them to their potty area. If you're gonna use the bathroom, I'm pretty
And
adamant
by
about
bathroom,
this.
we mean like the human bathroom.
Yeah, I'm not saying we recommend them. I'm just saying if that's your preference, that's your choice of where you want them to go, you need to put down a potty pad. And I'm going to say this. I do this for my service animals when I teach them how to potty in a confined space on flights, like on planes, is I get a playpen for the owners. They have to do a little, like 1.5 diameter playpen that the potty pad goes right in the center of it. The dog gets set in the playpen. We still hold the leash because they still have to get used to us holding the leash. And then they go potty in the little playpen, potty pad area. Once they go potty, pick them up, take them back out, and you kind of go about your normal day. But that's our idea of potty training. If you want to use the crate, it's just they're in the crate for an hour, hour and a half. They come out of the crate. The very first thing they do coming out of the crate is leash, potty area, go potty. Then we bring them out and give them their free time. So that's how we would do it. If you ask us our preference, crate always.
We could do this one really quick, and then we would actually finish our YouTube questions. So, Daisy May, we did a video on if your puppy hates crate, like some ideas that you can do.
Wait, that's my client. No, it's not. Okay.
15-month-old standard unaltered male dachshund now is rolling over on his back, resisting going in crate. He wasn't like that before. 15 months old, small breed dogs, they tend to like mature later. So for
you made me drop a
say
bad
that word.
Give me that.
This is like, I don't know.
Give me that.
It's not, don't do that. He's
right.
one of the worst words. No. So, okay. So anyway, for me, super simple. It could be super simple. The dog needs to stop practicing that behavior. So you have to change up what you've been doing. Kind of like what I was telling the lab lady here on TikTok. It's like everything that's going wrong, you have to list that out and completely change what you're doing. So I wouldn't ever ask my dog to go in crate. We call it house, without a leash on and food on me. So that would be number one. So I can guide them in, not pick them up and put them in there for him. The second thing, really quick, would be to add it into your obedience routine. So house down, stay, come down, stay, come, house down. Like just make house a normal part of your obedience routine that you're doing a few times a week or still every day. So it's a command that he goes in and he gets a piece of food, right? And he should still be dragging a leash around for this.
Also, pattern your place or pattern your crate right when you bring your dog out of the crate. So instead of them coming out, or sorry, let me switch that. Before putting your dog back in the crate, pattern, have them go in, come out, go in, come out, go in, come out, and then start their free time. And then when the free time ends, have them go in, come out, go in, come out, go in, and then leave him in there. So sometimes he'll be coming out of the crate for duration. Sometimes he'll be going in the crate for duration. If he's constantly guessing though, he'll never really know what you're doing. It creates less stress if he doesn't know what's happening. It's just kind of part of the routine. It's part of what he does every single day.
And Belle, since you showed up, I can answer this one real quick for Instagram. How do you stop a puppy from chewing up pee pads? There are some devices that make it harder for a puppy to chew pee pads. For me personally though, you could try like a pet corrector, squirts out air as like an interrupter, but for me, then they're just gonna do it when you're not around. My personal opinion would be to get away from pee pads as soon as possible. You could still use them when you're there. If you wanna use pee pads long term with your dog, like you travel a lot or something like that, that would mean you pull out the pee pad, it's potty time, you put your puppy on it, They potty, you put your puppy somewhere else, you remove the pee pad rather than have them setting out if you've tried some of those sticky contraptions and they don't work. This is a dangerous and common thing. It's like you put a toy in there that they could pull apart. And so there is no, unfortunately, magic thing that makes them stop. You could try different, like just for options like the pet corrector. That is a type of punisher.
You gotta be careful you don't have a nervous puppy though. If you got a real
well, that's what I was about to say, is that personally, I wouldn't do that for that. It's not my preference, but if you're in some sort of desperate situation where you really need it to work, you could try it, but then I think they might just do it when you're away. But I just want to give you that option, but it's not really something we would be our go-to.
Amazon sells a rubber mat that's about a 1/4 inch thick. It's not thick at all, but it's hard enough to where they can't get a piece up and chew it. I would get the 10x10 mat, or maybe like an 8x8, put a 5x5 playpen on top of it so there's no edges that he can lift up and start chewing. Everything's within that playpen. And if you're gonna do a setup to where you're gonna be gone for 2, 3, 4 hours, you would just kind of try to designate an area that hopefully he would urinate over there and not by where he's sleeping, not by where
but
his
no
water
puppy pad.
bowl is. No puppy pad.
Yeah.
This
you
is
could
an
also get a
alternative.
grassy patch too. Really
They
cheap.
chew that too though.
Grass?
Yeah,
And
like the fake turf?
no, real a grass patch.
Oh, you want to put that in your
on
playpen?
Amazon. You could get a tray for it, and you could do that too.
Yeah, and that would go inside your
What about
playpen.
the pee pad holders that have the plastic?
They can still chew them up.
Yeah,
They can
I
still
mentioned
pull the center.
the devices that you can hold it, but I tried them early in my career and it never worked. But if it were, you should try it though.
They work with most dogs. If you have a super persistent dog that doesn't work from the edge in, but the in to the edge, it won't work because
It's just more fun. They're like, oh, it sticks. Let me just dig at it till it comes
Oh,
out.
the dig, the dig, son of a gun.
All right, bye everyone. We'll
Bye,
see
guys.
you same time, same place next week. Bye bye.
We gotta do-